Okay, so here we go.
My name is Ed Fournier. I was in the Marine Corps for 3 years. I worked for the Phoenix VA hospital. I've been here 6 years at the hospital. One of the things I find working in the hospital is retaliation. That's a big thing. It doesn't, it's subtle, but it's there. They definitely will retaliate against you if you report anything they don't want to hear about.
How do you figure to look at that and get around that when you're trying to have a voice do you think employees that work in a large organization, in this case for the veterans hospital or military hospitals, should we have a voice?
We should have a voice because that's the only way change occurs. But with that voice, we pretty much have to keep it anonymous or find anonymous avenues to prevent being retaliated against. But there are things that need to come out. I mean, you just can't turn your head to some of the situations that go on.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be a part of something happening to a veteran.
Yeah.
That's against everything, and the reason I'm even there.
Yeah.
I'm there to take care of the veteran. And when you don't see that happening, you start getting disillusioned in your job.
Does that, how do you go home, or are you stressed when you go home sometime, and how do you de-stress to not let things like that bother you?
There are times when I do go home, I'm very angry about some of the things that have occurred at work and the lack of accountability. I try not to take it home with me, but it's there because I can see it when I snap at my daughter once I'm home, which I sometimes do. But a lot of the time I talk with her about the things that have gone on so that I don't end up snapping at her. But it's definitely there. I mean, it's just about every day.
What are some things that you would recommend to ease the thoughts of those that think they don't have a voice, and some things to radically accept that things, or should we radically accept that things are the way they are, and we need I know you totally against like I am sometimes too, turning a blind eye.
I'm 100% against the lack of accountability. There's no reason for it. You're being paid taxpayer money to do a job. Do your job so that the employees that are stuck in the middle between you and that veteran don't have to take the brunt of your lack of doing your job, which we take every day. It's not fair to us.
What are some solutions that you think, those that are willing to step up and help make change, what are some solutions to that, you think?
One of the biggest solutions is getting somebody in charge of the hospital that will hold people accountable. More accountability.
And is that for regular employees as well as supervisors and managers?
Yes, that is for every step of the chain. From top to bottom. Hold them accountable for not meeting priorities that you need to make.
Well, I thank you so much, Ed. I know we're just getting off of work at midnight, and I really am grateful and thank you.
It's angry. It makes me incredibly angry to know that people don't follow the proper procedure, and in the result of that, like yesterday, I don't want to see and I don't want to be a part of it.
I don't know what to say because
It may not necessarily. You still have an obligation to follow the procedure and do what you're supposed to do.
So I'm thinking we can get in trouble as government employees by talking about things.
All right, we can be held accountable for someone else's lack of not doing their job. It's worse.
So, you caught me. You caught me off guard.
Well,
but you're telling the truth. You're telling the truth. I know.
this is the way I observe it. We have a set of guidelines. Those guidelines are there, just like when I worked for American Airlines. Those guidelines are there to protect the veteran and to protect the employee, so that these things don't occur. When you have a failure of those guidelines, then you have a failure of people accomplishing what needs to be done, and someone ends up paying a price for that. And the last thing I want to see is a veteran paying the price because someone didn't follow the procedure. It's really not going to do much. Stop it before it occurs. And that can be accomplished.
How?
By holding people accountable to follow the procedure and do the training they're required to do.
Now, if we can't control that, right? Up to a certain extent, you can have your voice. There are anonymous phone calls you can have. I meant to get you a phone number today, but there are anonymous phone numbers that you can report when you. Sorry about that. My phone. I need to put it on a charger. We're sitting in a car, and I don't even know with this. This is a new car. Where the light is. All right, let me charge it. And wow, Ed, you got me off guard. But I am. That's what I'm about. That's what the book is about. Is to let employees know that they have a voice in. Why is it beeping? In a large organization. Let's see.
Too much colors in there.
Right. Did you want to continue this another time, or?
No, we're good. The biggest thing is accountability.
I hear a lot of people say that word.
Accountability. There seems to be a huge lack of accountability in this hospital, and it's sad.
Now, the other day I had someone, when they interviewed, we talked about going from military to civilian leadership, the difference between that. Did you want to share any insight on that?
The difference between that is that when you start dealing with civilian people after you've been in the military, they're not accustomed to that structured environment that you were in the military, and they revolt against it. They really revolt against it. So it puts a burden on you to have to change your approach in managing people. 100%. You have to do that. I've spent over 15 years in managing people in various businesses, even managed an entire business by myself. And your approach from that point, trying always to be as fair as possible with everybody, it sometimes can be complicated, and it puts a lot of stress on you.
Yeah, I understand.
It does.
Well,
I managed a business in Atlanta where I had a deaf person working for me, and because of the nature of the business, the upper management told me I had to get rid of this person. Well, I'm not going to discriminate against someone. It's just not me. I wasn't taught that way. So you're going to run into these conflicts because in civilian world as opposed to military, things are done differently for sure.
Yeah.
You know, they're very big about following those procedures, no discrimination, and everything. In the civilian world, they'll do it if they can get away with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
All right. Again, well, thank you, and we'll probably do another one sometime whenever you're ready. And thank you. I appreciate it.
no problem.